Okay, C110 back. Yep, and today I'm gonna talk a little bit about Goat Simulator 3, pros and cons with the game. Yeah, and as you can see from the screen, I show you the front screen now, and I can show you that I have $126,430 when this screenshot was taken, and this is the Christmas decoration you see. And I think I have $150,000 now. 205 items in the wardrobe, that's fine. I can't find any more objects there, and you can see the trinkets is at 200. First thing first, there is a hidden Easter egg in the game that some of you might know about, and many of you don't. There is a reason for that. And this goes to the people who haven't installed this game yet, and to the people who have installed the basic version. Those who installed the basic version is a step ahead here to see this Easter egg. Because if you go the long route and download first the basic, and you get familiar with the controllers and you have played it a little bit, maybe you should then download the downgradable version afterwards. Because when you download that and pay for that, and you start up the game after the download is done, do not press continue right away or new game right away. You will then see a message on the screen that says as followed. You really do like goats, don't you? That's a nice touch from the developer actually, because you pay a little bit more if you go that route instead of taking the full bundle right away with both both part of the game, like the main game and the downgradable. You save a couple of dollars yeah, to do it that way, but if you are a little bit patient and do it the other way, it costs a little bit more, then you get that message on the screen, and that's pretty cool from the developers. Nice. Yeah. And since we are talking about the downgradable stuff now, I'm gonna talk about something that I don't like with the downgradable stuff. Yes, it's nice to get the armor suit from MMO, but why not, for crying out loud, why are you not including the characters from Payday? Yes, you get some masks that you can thread over Pilgor's head, so you can look like the characters, but you don't have the capabilities of the characters at all. You just have the hoodie. That, if I were Pilgor, I would be disappointed there, or angry, because maybe Pilgor will see that as a humiliation actually, that to just get a hoodie that looks like the other characters. I bet Pilgor missed them in this game here. Yeah, you can play up to 3 player, but why not include the other characters in full, so people also can play as those characters? Hear me out. Let's say that you could get the characters in, and you can use their capabilities with the wheelchair and all of that. I'm talking about Valentino Salami, I'm talking about Don Pastrami, I talk about Dolph Spaghetti and Humphrey Ciabatta. Imagine that, I still remember the character's full name. Yes, and yeah, that would be cool to have in this game here actually, but as we all know, you don't, and that's a little bit sad. Think of this, you should have another reward when you completed the game with where you completed and beat the farmer. Then you should be able to use the enforcer Don Pastrami for another task. For example, to do things for Pilgor, for example, claim taxes from the humans. Think about that, so Pilgor gets more money, for example. But at the same time, you can see I have a lot of money on this screen. Now, today, I think I have $150,000 actually, because this screen here was taken by Christmas time when they gave you some extra capabilities in the game. So, yeah, but think about that. Maybe also the enforcer Don Pastrami can have a friend in the game, for example a donkey, because a donkey is approximately at the same size, is my guess, as the enforcer, because Don is much bigger than Valentino. Yeah, why not include an extra character there? A friend that can go together with Don Pastrami to claim taxes. One can hold the human while the other claim the taxes, for example, so the human have nowhere to go. Or just me thinking loud, guys, with a little bit evil mind here. And yeah, you know where it goes. For example, make a task like that. Maybe that will come in the future. I don't know. And yeah, there are some pro in the game and there are some cons. One of the cons I don't like is that you don't have a shopping mall anymore, that you can go inside and see a lot of different stores and all of that, so you can shop things. That should be a possibility in the game. For example, let Pilgor, for example, go to a cafe and shop some food, and maybe give you a funny head if he doesn't like the food or not. Something that gives a little treat that Pilgor gets the food. Maybe Pilgor would love a good pizza and be happy. And maybe he gets some limited extra power or something because he ate that. Or maybe a bigger turd when you put the turd hat on, the Pilgor gift hat on at the end. Poor guys that are in the cafe, huh? That's how it is. But just me thinking loud. And I was also happy to see in the game, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that later, the combine harvester in this game here you can use. If you have seen my older review in for many years ago, I talked about the combine harvester in Goatville, in the first Goat Simulator game, that I was disappointed that the harvester cannot be used. One thing I think why they are not using it, it's because that the combine harvester is probably too big and the game would slow down. Maybe that's why they did decide to keep it stuck with the engine on. Technically you can go into the harvester, but you have to use Dolph Spaghetti to get in it with a wheelchair, by placing the wheelchair at the top of the harvester and then elevate yourself down. That's the only way to see inside it, actually. So yeah, but at least you can use the combine harvester in Goat Simulator 3, despite it's smaller, and you can harvest anything you like. Hay, humans, whatever. So that's how it is. So yeah, and in the next video about Goat Simulator, that probably will be my last of this game, I'm gonna also talk about how other tasks, that to tell you how to do the pole task easier, and how to sit still on the bike for 30 seconds, and or move the bike without problems of falling off, because as we all know, the controllers are a little bit deliberately crippled when you are on the bike. And I'm gonna tell you also an easier way to do that. When it comes to the pole task, this is a little bit sad actually, because in a previous review from not long ago, I tried to take the pole task with the farmer, but you cannot use the farmer for the task. The developers deliberately didn't accept the farmer to complete the task. But okay, that's a little bit weird, because the farmer was technically by the developer the one that develops the game. So I don't understand that. But anyway, there is an easy way. I can give you a hint. Just be Pilgor, and use the stilts. I'm not going to say more for now, but I'm going to show you more about that, or talk more about that a little bit later down the line, okay? So, I would like to have your input, guys. And I would like to have inputs from the developers as well, because I know developers are following my channel. Because back in the day when Goat Simulator, the first Goat Simulator was popular, and the third in the series or second in the series or whatever, I'm a little bit confused by the follow-ups there. If the game Dead Space Waste, I managed to beat or showed you how to finish the test chamber task in less than 40 seconds approximately. And I know in some versions of the game that has been patched, because I got a lot of messages a couple of weeks later that the task has now been patched. They have patched it out. That means that the developers have watched my channel and patch that out. Yeah, same with the task on the secret island in Goat's Said. If you, in other versions of the game, they made the wheelchair not go so high up in the air, or you couldn't stretch the wheelchair so far that you can get to that island. As far as my knowledge go, the PC version of the game, they have still kept everything in ship shape, and they have not done any patching there. But I know that they have patched something in the Xbox version and so on. So that's how that is. So this is just a small vlog from me now, just to give you something while I make a production of the last Goat Simulator video, where I gonna tell you a little bit more in detail, because that video takes a little longer time to produce, so I decided to separate that from this one here. So what do you think, guys? I would like to have input from you guys, and also from the developers of this game here, if they dare to speak up, and maybe implement some of the ideas in the game. I don't know that I have, maybe, I don't know. It's up to the developers. This game here is basically a cloud-based game, so they can alter it and give us some new task or new missions later down the line. That's not a problem. So that was what I'm gonna ramble about today. And yes, I also had to change my graphic card in my PC to play this game, because the other graphic card that was in this was actually just below the minimum standards. So I put in graphic card that are bigger, and not the biggest or the most advanced, by the way. I just made it fit the power supply inside the PC. Because to go all the way out on an older PC now, nah, I will not do that. I will just make sure that it fits the Goat Simulator game, and also have the graphic card could take 50% more power of the game. So when the game is running with full speed and you are driving around in the car or do a heavy task, it only puts up 48% of the PC's capacity with memory and card memory and all of that. So fine. So this is a good game. If I'm gonna roll the dice on this game here, from 1 to 6, I would give this a strong, very strong 5, because it's a good game. And at the end, I just want to point out something to the developers. Why don't put a little bit more out-of-bounds content in the game? For example, a message hidden somewhere and all of that, so people can explore outside of the bounds in the game. Because I know this game is a little bit strict with out-of-bounds. That's a little bit sad, because people want to also see outside the boundaries a little bit more. To find, for example, a message from you guys, or haha, you should not be here, you are out of bounds, are you cheating, or whatever. You know, just me thinking loud. Okay, that was all from me now, and after this review here, this vlog this time, I'm gonna start the production of the other promised review of Goat Simulator that I promised in a previous video. So thank you for hearing me out, and I see you soon, very soon, guys. Thank you for following my channel, and thank you for subscribing to my channel, by the way. I'm humbled. So yes, thank you, and have a pleasant evening. See you soon, guys. Take care. Bye bye.